Your dog has a bed, you bought it. It's thick, it's cushioned, it probably costs more than your own pillow, and every single night without fail they abandon it completely and end up pressed against your legs, tucked under your arm, or sprawled diagonally across your chest like they're trying to make a point. Most people laugh it off. They call their dog needy, clingy, a little dramatic. But behavioral scientists have spent decades studying exactly this moment, the moment a dog chooses where to sleep, and what they've found has almost nothing to do with comfort. It has everything to do with you. Let's start with what sleep actually means to a dog's brain. Sleep is the most neurologically vulnerable state any animal can enter. The predator-prey wiring every dog carries, even your 12-pound Cavalier, who's never seen a threat in his life, runs ancient threat detection software that never fully shuts off. When an animal loses consciousness, it loses the ability to detect danger, to flee, to protect itself. So where an animal chooses to sleep is not a casual decision, it's a survival decision. And your dog every single night walks past every corner of your home, past the laundry pile, past the warm patch of afternoon sun still holding heat in the carpet, past their own bed, and chooses you. That's not habit, that's a declaration. In 2013, researchers at Eötvös-Loránd University in Budapest ran one of the most important studies in modern animal cognition. They adapted Ainsworth's strange situation procedure, the gold standard test developmental psychologists use to measure attachment bonds in human infants, and applied it to dogs. The results stopped the scientific community cold. Dogs responded to their owners in a pattern that was functionally identical to the way a toddler responds to its mother. The same proximity seeking when relaxed, the same escalating distress when separated, the same immediate calming the moment the owner returned. 61% of dogs tested were classified as securely attached, the same proportion found in human children. What this means is that your dog isn't just fond of you. They have attached to you the way a child attaches to a parent. You're in the most literal neurological sense their safe person. And when their nervous system is at its most exposed, unconscious, unguarded, totally vulnerable, the place it pulls them toward is wherever you are. That's what's happening when your dog curls up against your back at 2 a.m. Now here's where the biology gets remarkable. In 2015, a research team at Asabu University in Japan published a study in Science, one of the most rigorous peer-reviewed journals in the world. They measured oxytocin levels in 30 dog-owner pairs. Oxytocin is sometimes called the bonding hormone. It's the neurochemical that surges in a mother's brain the moment she holds her newborn. It's the molecule underneath every feeling of connection, safety and love that humans experience. When a dog gazes at their owner and the owner gazes back, oxytocin rises in both of them. Simultaneously, across species, the dog's levels go up, the owner's levels go up, which makes the dog want to sustain the gaze, which releases more oxytocin, which makes the owner feel more bonded, which makes them keep looking. It's a loop. A self-reinforcing neurochemical loop. They tested the same interaction with wolves raised by humans. The loop didn't activate at all. This isn't something that happens generally between humans and animals. It co-evolves specifically between dogs and humans across 15,000 years of proximity cooperation and, yes, sleeping side by side. When your dog presses against you tonight, that system activates. That loop runs. And something shifts in both of your nervous systems that has been shifting between this species and ours since before recorded history. Speaking of history, let's talk about how far back this actually goes. Dogs are the only animal domesticated before agriculture, before cities, before writing. Roughly 15,000 years ago, the friendliest wolves, the ones who tolerated human proximity instead of fleeing from it, began surviving better. They got access to food scraps, to fire, to shelter. Those traits passed down generation by generation until what remained wasn't a wolf anymore. In Germany, archaeologists uncovered a burial site dated to 14,000 years ago. 2 humans interred together, beside them 2 dogs. But here's the detail that changes everything. One of those dogs had survived canine distemper, a disease that kills within 3 weeks without intensive sustained care for over 5 weeks. Someone had nursed that animal through its illness 14,000 years ago. Long before veterinary medicine, long before the concept of a pet here, a human chose to keep a sick dog alive through weeks of round-the-clock care. These were not working animals, they were family. And geneticists have since confirmed something extraordinary: domestic dogs carry unique insertions in a region of chromosome 6, associated with extreme sociability and human-directed affection. Wolves don't have them. Your dog wasn't just trained to want to be near you, they were built for it. Now here's the study that surprises almost every owner who hears about it. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic fitted 40 adults and their dogs with clinical-grade sleep trackers and monitored them across 7 nights. The data was unambiguous: dogs disrupted human sleep. Movement repositioning, the occasional 3 a.m. adjustment that landed on someone's ankle. Objectively, by every measurable marker, sleep quality was worse. And yet nearly every participant reported feeling more comfortable, more secure, and more rested with their dog in the room. How a researcher at Canisius College surveyed nearly 1,000 women and found that dogs were consistently rated as less disruptive and more comforting than human partners in bed. A follow-up study using motion trackers found the explanation: people were briefly waking each time the dog moved, but almost never remembering it by morning. The disruptions were physically real, but the psychological experience of safety was stronger than all of them combined. That result points to something deeper than sleep hygiene. For most of human history, sleeping alone in a sealed dark room was not the norm. It wasn't even possible. We slept in groups, with fire, with animals, with the sounds and warmth and breath of other living things around us. The silent solo bedroom is a modern invention, and our nervous systems haven't caught up. Maybe your dog isn't ruining your sleep. Maybe they're restoring something your biology was always designed to need. A 2024 study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland measured heart rate variability, one of the most reliable indicators of autonomic nervous system regulation, in 30 dog owner pairs across multiple conditions. High heart rate variability means your nervous system is relaxed and adaptable. Low means your stress response is running hot. And what they found was this: dogs and their owners showed synchronized heart rate variability patterns throughout the day. When the owner was calm, the dog was calm. When the owner's stress response activated, the dogs followed. And the synchronization was strongest during rest. They ran the same measurements with dogs and strangers. No synchronization at all. This only happens inside a bonded pair. What sleeping beside your dog actually involves physiologically is 2 separate nervous systems from 2 different species co-regulating each other across the night. Your breathing slows theirs, their warmth settles yours. The signal each of you sends the other, simply by being present, is: the world is safe right now. Before you go, there's one more thing you need to hear, and it might be the most important part. If your dog has slept beside you for months or years, and one night they stop, don't assume it's a mood. Don't assume they found a cooler spot. Dogs are creatures of deep habit. When an established behavioral pattern breaks suddenly, there is always a reason. Sometimes it's environmental, a change in the household, a new smell, a new person, a shift in your schedule. Dogs read their territory with a sensitivity most of us can't imagine. Something that feels minor to you can feel like a fundamental shift to them. But sometimes it's pain. Veterinary researchers have documented that changes in sleep location are among the earliest behavioral indicators of physical discomfort, appearing before limping stiffness or any symptom you'd visibly recognize. A dog who stops jumping onto the bed may not have changed their mind. They may be hurting. And in dogs over 8 years old, disrupted sleep patterns are a hallmark symptom of canine cognitive dysfunctions, dog equivalent of dementia, affecting an estimated 35% of senior dogs. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only vocabulary they have. If the ritual changes, pay attention. So the next time you wake up at 2 a.m. with 6 inches of mattress and 80 pounds of dog pressed against your ribs, remember what's actually underneath that moment. 15,000 years of coevolution. A neurochemical feedback loop that no other animal on Earth shares with us. An attachment system built to mirror the bond between parent and child. 2 nervous systems that have learned to regulate each other. Your dog didn't end up there by accident. They chose the safest place they know. And the science says that tonight, without either of you knowing it, that might be doing something for you too. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe and drop a comment below telling me where your dog sleeps tonight. And if you want to know what your dog is actually experiencing every single second you're away from home, the cameras researchers have left running for 30 years tell a story most owners are completely unprepared for. That's the next video. And it starts before you even pick up your keys.